Hello, hello, hello. Coming to you live. I'm live. Hmm? Create exam prep paper 2. I'm live. I'm just waiting. Why does it say upcoming? Am I not live? Just going to share this quickly and then I'll start. Okay, then I need to see my stream. Just changing a few things. Okay, we are preparing for paper 2, right? Paper 2 is going to be a bit of a tougher one. Just give me a few seconds just to do a few checks. If you do have any questions, drop into my email if you're not in my WhatsApp group. I can't watch my video. Okay, here we go. Okay. Testing 1, 2. Okay. Okay, so we know that the scope. Okay. We know the scope for paper 2 is mostly trigonometry, Euclidean geometry. Okay. Let me just pull that up, yeah. Okay. I think we can start off with this question that was sent to me by one of my students. Okay. Just going to crop this, take it to my OneNote, paste it in here. Perfect. Okay. In the diagram below, we have PD parallel to EF. Okay, and AB is parallel to DE. Again, I can simply just look at this and I can see that for the most part, this is going to be midpoint theorem. Okay, so this I know. So I should know my rules about midpoint theorem already off the bat from this, right? So now a few things. So this is question 8. This question 8 is based on the midpoint theorem. This will be in the exam, something like this. And the first question says, show that FC is equal to 5 centimeters. Okay. So firstly, we need to identify where FC is. FC is over there, which is our 5 centimeters over there. Okay. So if we need to show that FC is equal to 5 centimeters. Now, we are going to use the midpoint theorem to prove that. But firstly, before we are able to use the midpoint theorem, we need to prove two things in order to be able to use the midpoint theorem. Okay, so we're going to look at the two or the big triangle over here. Firstly, we're going to look at this triangle over here. Okay. So we have in triangle ABC, we need two things. Okay, I'm just going to select here. In, obviously you're going to draw the symbol for triangle, but in triangle ABC, we have two conditions here. Okay, we have that. Okay, I'm just going to use this. We have that AB, right? It's parallel to DE. Okay, and we also have BE is equal to EC. Those two things tells us two things. Okay, this tells us therefore DE is the midpoint. Okay, so in triangle ABC, we have D and we have E is the midpoint of those two lines. Okay, so this also tells us something else. As we can see over here, that BE is equal to EC. Okay, BE is equal to EC. Where is my highlighter? BE is equal to EC. Okay, that's what the midpoint theorem tells us. Therefore, AD will equal to DC. So that's according to the midpoint theorem. So therefore, let me just make that a bit thicker. Therefore, AD is equal to DC. That our reason there is midpoint theorem. We can only use this reason once we establish that D is the midpoint, and we've established that with the previous calculations. Okay, so D is the midpoint. Now we can apply the midpoint theorem, right? And we know that DC is equal to 10 centimeter, yes. So DC, okay, DC, where is my eraser? Let me just take this out here. We have DC also now equal to 10 centimeter. Okay, I don't know why this is 2 marks. Maybe there's a faster way to do it, but I'll just carry on over here. Now we know that DC is 10 centimeters. Okay, we going to look at this smaller triangle. Now let me highlight the smaller triangle. I'm going to use a light blue just to highlight this. Okay, let me erase first. Let me just erase, make a triangle naked. Okay, so we're going to look at the smaller triangle over here. So, goodness me. So, triangle BDC, or we're going to say in triangle BDC, we have two conditions for the midpoint theorem. We have DB is parallel to FE, and we also have BE is equal to EC. Therefore, EF is the midpoint. Okay, now we can apply the midpoint theorem. Now, since F is the midpoint, right? F is the midpoint. We've established that DC is 10 centimeter, right? This entire DC is 10 centimeter. So if F is the midpoint, therefore we can say that FC is equal to, I need to improve on my handwriting, but it's fine. FC is equal to, now FC there is going to be half of the 10. So you're going to say FC is equal to 10 divided by 2. Our reason there, again, midpoint, okay, theorem, excuse the handwriting there, midpoint theorem. Therefore, FC is equal to 5 centimeter. I'm going to need something neater to write with. FC is equal to 5 centimeter. Okay, that's how we've proven it there. We've used the two triangles. Again, 2 marks for this. I don't know, that's a bit dodgy. But I've used the two triangles, ABC triangle, to use the midpoint theorem there. And I've then related that information, because after I found DC, I've used that information to help me find FC specifically. So FC is equal to 10 centimeter. Again, my reasons are there for all of that. Okay. Now, let's have a look at the next question. Okay. Insert space, right about here. Okay, 1 second. Just space this here, quite small. Now, if this is amazing, thank you. It's a pleasure. I'm still learning. Still a long way to go for me with this app that I'm using. But thank you guys for the support. I appreciate it. Even just watching, commenting, interacting. Okay. So AB is equal to 16 over 5 FC. Prove that ABC is equal to 90 degrees. So we have to prove that ABC is equal, we have to prove that this over here is 90 degrees. Now, I'm just going to erase everything else for the sake of us just seeing everything a bit clearer. Okay. So we've proven all of that. I'll just recall that information if I do need it. Can I just put this there? Perfect. In fact, let me just, yeah. Okay. So we need to prove that this is a right-angled triangle. Now, firstly, we have been told that if AB is equal to 16 over 5 FC, prove that ABC is equal to 90 degrees. Now, there are a few things in order to help us with this, but we know that when a triangle has a 90 degree, we know that we can apply the theorem of Pythagoras, but it also works in a converse. If I have a triangle and I do my theorem of Pythagoras in that said triangle and it works out to be correct, then I can say that the angle has 90 degrees. Okay, so let's have a look at all the sides of the triangle. Firstly, we've established something very important, that this DC over here is 10 centimeter. The next thing we established is that FC is 5 centimeter. So we don't have AB, but we've been told that AB is 16 over 5 times FC. So what we're first going to do is to find AB. So AB is equal to 16 over 5 multiplied by, we found that FC is equal to 5 centimeter right over there. Okay, and simply that just cancels. So we can see that AB, right, is equal to 16 centimeter. So I have AB, which is 16 centimeter over here. Okay, and I have this big triangle. Let me just highlight this triangle in green. I have this triangle over here. This triangle. Oops. So I'm looking at the big triangle. Then, for me to prove that this angle here is 90 degrees, I'm going to apply Pythagoras. And if the Pythagoras works, I can conclude that this is indeed 90 degrees. So I have three sides to this triangle. Okay, if I can just use blue, I have 16 centimeter, which is AB. If I look at my, if this is 90 degrees, AC would be my hypotenuse, and my hypotenuse would be indeed this 10 over here plus that 10, which would be 20 centimeter. That would be my hypotenuse because AD is 10 and we found that DC also to be 10. So my hypotenuse is 20. Then this side BC is 6 and the 6 over here, which is 12 centimeter. Do we see that? Now, if I use my Pythagoras theorem to find my hypotenuse AC, I can then say that that angle B is 90 degrees. What do I mean by that? If I say AB squared plus BC squared equal to, okay, let's find this. These are the two sides. AB is 16 squared plus BC is 12 squared. Now 16 squared plus 12 squared is equal to, sorry, AB squared plus BC squared is equal to AC squared. That's my theorem of Pythagoras over here. Okay. Now 16 squared plus 12 squared, that's equal to 400. Now again, we're going to assume we don't know AC. And if we do find AC to be 20, then we can say that the triangle is 90 degrees. So we have AC squared equals to 400. For me to solve for AC, I square root this 400 on both sides. And I can safely say AC is equal to the square root of 400, which is 20 centimeter. Therefore, we can say that angle P is equal to 90 degrees. And our reason, we use the theorem of Pythagoras. Goodness me, my handwriting is bad on this thing. Our reason is theorem of Pythagoras. Okay, so we've proved now that ABC is equal to 90 degrees. Okay, goodness. And my fingers are cold as well, so I'm, yeah. Okay. I'll just erase that. I've proven that now. Okay. Senjo, just let me know if what I'm saying is making sense, man. If anyone can just comment that you get what I'm saying or you see my handwriting. Let me just get the feedback here and there. But I'll continue. It's fine. You don't have to. Okay. So I've proven that. Right? Let me just cut this out here. Or is it no delete? Okay, it's fine. Let's move on to the next question. Okay. The next question. Doing amazing. Okay, cool. The next question. I hope you can see here. In quadrilateral ABC, AD is parallel to BC and B is equal to, angle B is equal to D. So I say that angle is equal to that angle over there. Prove, thank you Ayoyisa, I appreciate that. Prove that ABCD is a parallelogram. Now, we need to prove a few things of a parallelogram, but only We only need to prove one or two of the conditions to prove that this is a parallelogram. Are you with me? So let me just write that down, because I know that some of us won't always remember. Just make this text quite big. Make it bigger. Okay. Both pairs of opposite sides are parallel. That's the first. If you can prove that, it's a parallelogram. Both pairs. Okay. Then the next one, both pairs of opposite sides are equal in length. Then both pairs of opposite angles are equal. If you can prove that. Or one pair is parallel and equal. So what this is saying, people, for me to prove that this is a parallelogram, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't have to prove all 4 is. You don't have to prove all 4 of that. Just struggling to see the diagrams and questions. That's not good. That is not good. Okay. Thank you. We have both pairs of opposite sides are parallel, both pairs of opposite sides are equal, both pairs of opposite angles are equal, and one pair is parallel and equal. We don't have to prove all 4 of that. We only have to prove 1. Okay? If both pairs of opposite sides are parallel, this is a parallelogram. If both pairs of opposite sides are equal, it's a parallelogram, no matter what. If condition 3, both pairs of opposite angles are equal, it's a parallelogram. If one pair is parallel and equal, what does that mean? The last one is maybe a bit confusing. If AD, right, is parallel to BC, which it is given, and if I also find B, the same parallel lines, if I find them to be equal as well. So far so good, thank you, I appreciate that. If that two sides are equal as well, this is now condition 4. If AD is equal to BC and it's also parallel, then we can state that this is a parallelogram. That's it. We don't have to prove all of these 4. We just have to prove one of these 4. Okay? Now, where do we start? That's the question. That's the biggest question that you will have in answering all of your mathematics questions is, now what now? Where do we start? The information I've been given is that this angle is equal to that angle. So far, I have, what do I have so far? Let me write it down. So far, I have one pair of opposite angles are equal. Beautiful. I have that so far. One pair of opposite angles are equal. Next, I've been given one pair of opposite sides are parallel. Okay. So, if we look at the information here to be able to prove that this is a parallelogram, we have angles, we have sides, equal angles, we have parallel sides. So, if we look at number 2, both pairs of opposite sides are equal, There's no equal side so far that's been proven. This number 2 is going to be difficult to prove. It's going to be a lot of work because we have one. It's better to work from these two, one of these two. Then we have both pairs of opposite sides are parallel. Okay, now let's do this. Both pairs of opposite sides are parallel. I already have one pair that is parallel. I have BC is parallel to AD. Great, it's fine, most if I share the link to other Cretans. You can share to the whole country, I don't mind. Now I need to prove that I need to prove this now. That AB, my line is a bit skewed there. I need to prove that AB is parallel to DC because that's the other P. No? So I'm going to ignore the angles one. So if I have one P of opposite sides is parallel. If I can prove the other P, which is AB, okay, is parallel to DC, I'm going to put required to prove. I'm going to prove that now. I'm going to prove that now. So I need to prove. How am I going to prove that? That's the big question. If, let us look at this. If I look at, which color can I use? Purple. If I look at this angle here, A1, and that angle to C1. Now, this is the converse of alternating angles. If my alternating angles are equal, I can say that those lines are parallel. If the lines are parallel, I can say that the alternating angles are equal. So it works vice versa. So if I can find A1 to be equal to C2, I have then proven that AB is parallel to DC because of alternating, the converse of alternating actually. Okay, how am I going to do that? First and foremost, okay, first and foremost, I hope you don't mind if I just erase everything from here. Okay, first and foremost, I have triangle ABC. If I can just highlight, I have that triangle ABC there. Then I have triangle ADC. In this journey, I'm going to try and prove, or I'm going to try and prove that those angles are equal. What I'm going to use over here is congruency. Okay, so I have two triangles here. So let me select and type. If I can type 24. Remember you must write the symbol now. In triangle, you're going to look at triangle ABC. Now, it's important when we're proving congruency, let me stop just there. In proving congruency, that the order of our letters is very important. Okay? In triangle ABC. Okay? Kevin said to use congruency. Yeah, I'm using congruency, bro. I'm using congruency. That's what I'm using, Senzo. Come on, man. Come on. Call Kevin, man. Call him and tell him we're doing it. Okay. So in triangle ABC, we have. See, now you put my thoughts out of order. We need to now prove in triangle ABC and triangle ADC. Okay, we're going to compare the following now. We've been given that angle B. Okay, let me write this. Let me draw it. I hope you guys can see. We have been given, this has been given to us. B is equal to D. Yeah, see that? That we're gonna write our reason given. Then we got C1 and A2. So in other words, we have C. Yes, congruency. Is my stream delayed? Congruency. C is equal to A. That we've got because of alternating angles. Alternating. And now these days, guys, you need to mention the lines that are parallel when you talk about alternating angles. Okay, we need to put a comma and say those alternating angles are equal because AD is parallel to BC. You need to put that you're gonna lose a mark if you don't. So I have two conditions so far. Luckily for me, it's not going to be a mess. I'm gonna use green. If we look at AC, AC is common. AC is common. Do we see AC? Let me just get a Coke. I'm going to use this big gradient. AC is common for both triangles. See that? So I'm going to say AC equal AC. Yeah? We're going to put there our reason common. Now is a very critical point in our congruency. Don't know if you guys are going to remember. The order of our congruency is very, very important. Therefore, triangle. Now, the letters that are equal here must match the order. So in all the videos I've watched, congruency is used. Does it mean similarity does not apply in parallelograms? Nah, no. I don't want to say it doesn't apply, but you're not gonna need to, for the most part, to use similarity, because similarity won't help you to find that the angles are. Yeah. So okay, let me just give you a straight answer. Yeah, congruency over similarity when it comes to these types of questions. Okay. So in triangle, now I must match the letters like I was saying, right? Message retracted. Okay, it's fine. I'm going to say B. Nah? I'm talking about the first B. Then I'm going to say B, C, and the last one is A. Oh, what am I doing? Why am I putting the caps for everybody? In triangle BCA, it is congruent to triangle. Yeah? This B must match now my order of the next triangle. So if I talk about the B here, I start off with that B. I must start off by naming this congruency by that angle that was equal. So I must start off with D here. D. And I have C which is my next one. Yeah, you see BCA. So if C is the next one, which one was equal to C in the first triangle? It was um, A. See, there's the A. So the second triangle must say D, A, and obviously now I'm gonna end off with C. You see? So now that I have this order, it's very nice because I can now conclude that when I refer to these angles, this angle B here will equal to that angle D always. That angle C will equal to that angle A always. That angle A there for that triangle will equal to that angle C always. Now, let us look at what I previously mentioned. If, let me just erase, if this angle is equal to that angle, I can say that that line is parallel to that line. Yeah? Okay. So, if I look at that angle A1, which is part of this triangle, so I can say that A, which is this purple one here, A, angle A is equal to this angle for the C for the second triangle, triangle 2, we are referring to the C here, so it's A1 is equal to C2, yeah, see that? Okay, because we've proven the congruency. Okay, um, our reason is I can say congruent triangles, congruent triangle. Okay, but you've proven it. Yeah, you've already proven it. So it's just I'm just yeah. So A1 is equal to C2. So we say since, right, let me type it. Since, oh goodness, okay, sorry guys. What did I just do? What did I just do? Whoa, 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 whoa. What did I just do? What did I just type? Guys, where did my... Okay, here we are. Here I was about to say. Okay. So now we conclude. Since a... Goodness me, this thing... Come on, bro. Since alternating angles are equal, therefore... Since alternating angles are equal, therefore we can say that AB is parallel to DC. Okay. Does your reason have to be congruent triangles? Can it also be alternating angles? What are you referring to? Are you referring to this reason here? You can't. No, no. I get what you're saying. No, no, you can't because you haven't. You don't know that those angles. In order for alternating angles to be equal, the lines need to be parallel. But we can't say that the angles are equal because of alternating angles. We don't know if the lines are parallel yet. So we are proving that the lines are parallel by finding that the angles, the alternating angles, are equal. Do you get me? So we only found that the alternating angles are equal not because of the lines being parallel, but because of the triangle being congruent. You see? So by proving that the triangles were congruent, I can find that the angles were equal. I didn't use the lines being parallel, but because those alternating angles are equal, I can now vice versa say that since the alternating angles are equal, therefore AB is parallel to DC. You understand? I'm concluding with that. Okay, therefore I can now say that ABCD is a just a parallelogram. Excuse the abbreviation there. Shorted. Okay, therefore ABCD is a parallelogram. Okay, your reason is this. This is your reason. You end off with this as your reason there. Both pairs of opposite sides are parallel. So you go there. Both. Okay. Pairs of opposite sides are parallel. 3 marks? 3 marks for that. No, man. Cannot be 3 marks, Enzo. No shot. 5 marks. 5 marks. There it is. And also, I think some of these, like this FC, equals 5 centimeter. It's not 2 marks. Maybe it's more than that. Yeah. This maybe is 4, 5 marks. This maybe is 5 marks. This maybe will be 6, 7 marks. But this is 5 marks. Yeah, standard. Yeah, these are standardized marks. It still took 10 minutes. Yeah, I mean, it took 10 minutes for me because I'm explaining every single step, but you should be, if I did this without talking to anybody, it would take me 3 minutes to do. And then, yeah, so once you understand it, obviously, you work through it faster. Yeah, so all I did was I wrote down the given angles, well, equal, and then the alternating angles were equal. Common proves congruency. Proving congruency, this took 2 minutes. And then finding those angles were being equal. Then finding the angles are equal due to the congruency. Then I can say that since the angles are equal, those lines are alternating. It's 5 minutes. Sounds about right. Okay, moving on to the next. What do we have next? Let's see. Latita was saying she can't really see. Let me just zoom that in. Okay, guys, always focus. I see a lot of people are always focusing on the difficult questions. Focus on the easy stuff you're gonna get right, and make sure you get the easy stuff right. That's also something that I used to do. I used to skip certain things, knowing that okay, if I cannot get this now, I have to skip it, and not waste 2 hours of my study time trying to understand something. They should really do something about the time, even if it's 20 minutes extra. But that's the thing, Latita. If you practice enough, the more you practice, the shorter it takes you to do these questions. You understand? Because let me look at this question 3. Now, in the diagram below, blah, 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 are 4 vertices of a quadrilateral. Calculate the gradient of AD. So I want to find the gradient of AD. Now look at this. That's the gradient AD. I shouldn't even think. Aloko want to pro the sense of the paper and not just do the easy stuff. Yeah, I get you. I get you. You guys send me this, by the way. I'm doing what you send me. Will the real paper look similar to this? I have no idea. Not at all. I have no clue. No clue. I haven't seen the paper. I still haven't seen the paper. Um, but there's only certain questions they can ask you. They have to ask you gradients. They have to ask you what do we do just now? They 90% they're gonna ask parallelogram, proving that something is a parallelogram. I can, there's certain questions that if you go through enough past papers, you'll see that every past paper has the same types of questions. It's just different drawings, but they will always ask a gradient question. They will always ask you to prove something is a parallelogram. They will always ask you to find the side of a vertice. You understand? Analytical is decent, but Euclidean, yeah. Okay. So if I look at this 2 mark question, these types of questions you shouldn't even think. You see, m gradient is equal to y2 minus y1 sub x2 minus x1 equals to. I'm talking about AD, so I'm gonna my D is my y2, right? Then we have D is a y2, so it's 0 minus 4 over, then we have x2, which is minus 6 minus 4, boom boom, minus 4 over minus 10 equals to plus 2 over 5. 2 minutes. In fact, I took less than 2 minutes and I was yapping for the other 30 seconds. You understand? So these questions you must must be quick. You must gradient y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Done. You understand? But sometimes you guys see this, gradient, where is AD? Oh yes, let me highlight D, let me highlight A. Which one am I gonna choose to be y2? Time is up. They're already collecting your scripts by then. You understand? So it must be chop chop when you do these things. There's the gradient, by the way. So I have the gradient to be 2 over 5. Okay? You basically cooked if most of the marks up from proving. You see, Innocenzo. You see, your problem is that. Oh, it's not Senzo. No name. Yeah, I mean, proving won't be a lot. Don't worry. It won't be a lot, but it won't cause you to fail. Not being able to prove will maybe cost you a distinction, but that's what I'm saying. These are the, like, I will mark your paper, and I can guarantee you, not everyone will get the gradient questions correct. I know for a fact. For a fact. Determine the equation of a line BC which is parallel to AD. Look at this one. Let's do it. I know for a fact. 4 marks. Gone. Sorry, Senzo. Sorry, I didn't. I read your name because I know you normally. Sorry. I know for a fact. Look. This question. Determine the equation of the line BC. Proving is easy when there's no values, less mistakes. Yeah. Okay. Determine the equation of the line PC. So first I want to determine the equation of this line PC, yeah? You see, again, you say you guys are studying things that you are struggling to understand. Determine equation of a line. You all can do that. Study that. Master it. Get to the exam. Pick up these 4 marks. But what I've seen from marking paper 1, there's a lot of questions where you guys lose marks because you didn't. Let me not go on a rant about paper 1. But like this equation of a line PC, first of all, I need to know something. Equation of a line, y equals to mx plus c. That should come into your mind the moment you see the word equation of a line. It should pop into your head without you even asking it. You see, paper 1 was a disaster. It was a disaster. I had to sit and evaluate what am I doing after marking paper 1, because let me not depress you guys. So paper equation of a line BC. Now BC, I want to find equation of the line BC, which is parallel to AD. Now 45 will be fine at this point. For if you get 45, it will be a great achievement considering the marks in paper 1. Determine of the equation of the line BC, which is parallel to AD. Now I know few things, not a few things, one thing. The gradient of AD is equal to the gradient of BC. Yeah, where is my gradient now? It's 2 over 5, no? So 2 over 5 is the gradient for both of that, since they are parallel. Still wondering what the highest mark is? It's 43 out of 75, I think. So the gradient are equal, okay? Because of the lines being parallel. When two lines are parallel, the gradients are equal. Now I need to find my equation. Now I can just replace 2 over 5 into my equation there, plus c. Now, in order for me to find the equation of the line, I need to find this c value here. The c value. How do I find that c value? I substitute a point. Any of the point, either this point B or this point C, but I don't have the point C, so I have to substitute point B. So we have y to be minus 1 equals to 2 over 5, x is 2 plus c. Okay, that's my equation to try to find c. So then I have minus 1 equals to, equals to 4 over 5 plus c. Then I'm going to have c is equal to minus 1 minus 4 over 5 is equal to, let me just quickly, where is my calculator? Oh, wow, that's the last thing I did. Minus 1 minus 4 over 5 is minus 9 over 5. Don't waste your time doing it manually, please. Minus 9 over 5 is my c. So now my equation of my line, now that I know the gradient, and I know is equal to 2 over 5 x minus 9 over, my 5 is fighting, minus 9 over 5. Okay, so this is my equation of my line, right? See, obviously guys, you need to have all of this working out in here. Okay, can't just write the final answer, have all your working out in the answer there. Now I got my equation of my line BC. Okay, I'm assuming there's no questions, just watching and learning. Okay, let's look at the next question. Just erase this here. Determine the coordinates of E, the midpoint of the line BD. Okay, now I need to determine the equation of, not the equation, the coordinates of E, and they've told us something very, very important, that E is the midpoint of the line B and D. Okay, again, the moment I see midpoint, okay, the midpoint for the x coordinate is going to be x1 plus x2 divided by 2. The y midpoint is equal to y1 plus y2 divided by 2. Okay, that's the coordinates of the midpoint that we need to find. Let me just double check something. Yes. So the midpoint of E, or the coordinates of E, which is the midpoint, the x midpoint is minus 6 plus 2 divided by 2, which is equal to minus 6 plus 2 is 4. This is minus 4 over 3. Okay, I'll push the all there. That is the x coordinate. Am I right there? Minus 4 over 3, as sure. Then for the y, that's the x e, the x value of e, and the y value of e. We have 0 plus minus 1 over 2. So you said 3, isn't it? 2. What did I say now? Isn't what 3? Divided by 2. Ay, 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 ay. Thank you for spotting that. Hey, you guys are watching at least. I thought it's just my voice playing in the background. Yeah, so it's divided by 2 there. Thank you for that. Then for the e coordinate of y, it's minus 1 over 2. Okay, so then you must now write the coordinates of e properly down. Okay, so e brackets, it's minus 4 over 3, which is the x one, and the y is minus a half. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for the intervention there, guys. Okay, so E, that's the coordinates of E. That will help us a lot into answering the next question. Okay. Sorry. How do I just give me 1 second? Okay, just erase all of this quickly. X of E is wrong, I think. Doesn't it make the answer wrong too? Yes, it does. 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 -4/2. Yes, thank you very much. Goodness me. It is. It's -2. Yes, 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 yes. There we go. Thank you for that. You see, that's how I'm testing. Are my viewers active? I see 8 viewers, but are you guys active? Are you watching? And I'm glad I was just doing a viewer test right there. Thank you for that, viewers who are watching. Um, yeah, at least I know I have 2 viewers out of, yeah, 2 viewers who are actually paying. I don't know what others. I'm in the background somewhere while they are doing other stuff. Anyways, yes, this is the coordinates of E -2, comma minus half. Thank you very much. Yeah. Yes, no name. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, yes. You also passed the test. The three of you have passed. The three of you have passed the test. Congratulations. You have passed the test. There's another test coming up soon. I don't know when, but it's coming up. So yeah, that's E -2, comma minus half. Thank you for that. Okay, let me just put it there. E is -2 minus half. That's the coordinates of E. Okay, so let me just clear this parallelogram, because now we've been told it's a parallelogram, right? It's a parallelogram. Now we can deduce a few things. We need to calculate the coordinates of point C. So 1 plus 1 equals 2. What? Where did I mess up? 1 plus 1 equals... Senzo, you must go to bed. You're right, I'm not writing tomorrow. I can go to bed easily. Where did I mess up? 1 plus 1 equals to 2. Mm-mm. BH shy. Where is that? Think. But okay, I don't know. I think you're trolling. Yeah. 1 plus 1 is indeed 2. It has been proven countless of times. Okay. So we need to find the coordinates of C. There's a few things now we need to know about C. Okay. Firstly, we've been told that this ABCD is a parallelogram. Okay. Now we know of a parallelogram, the diagonals bisect. Yeah. So we know that E is also the midpoint of CA. Let me just highlight that. CA. So E is also the midpoint of E is also midpoint of AC because of parallelogram. You see that? Okay, that is very, very critical to find the coordinates of C, because that is the midpoint. I can now create an equation. If I look at C, x plus 4 divided by 2 will give me the x coordinate of E, which is equal to -2. We see that? So therefore we have an equation now, right? I said this plus that divided by 2 will give me the E coordinate. The E's x coordinate. So we have x plus 4 over 2 equals -2. Okay, then I multiply by 2 on both sides. Multiply by 2. Multiply by 2. As an engineering third year student, I completely accept this Fed INI recommendations. Fedini? Fedini? Okay. As a first year engineering dropout, I can agree with you also there. So we have x plus 4 equals to -4. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let me just erase this quickly, guys. Just erase this. Use my rubber in the exams. Okay. So then I have x plus 4. I take it over. X is equal to -4 minus 4 equal to -8. Can't you just look at the difference of x and y coordinate of points A and D? Yeah, sensor. Can't you just look at the difference of the x? Okay, wait, I think I'm gonna check it out now. Just send it again in the group. I just want to pop in there quickly. That's what I want to say. Send it again in the group quickly. Send it again quickly. Can't you just look at the difference of the x and the y coordinates of points A and D? Don't talk when teacher's explaining. It's fine. Yeah, I do not understand. Let me just quickly check on my phone. I don't want to open WhatsApp here now. Here at the bottom. Goodness me. I'm looking at it now. What did you do? You are finding D. No. I do not get what you're doing there. I do not get what you're doing. Let me just pull it up for the chat quickly. For everyone to see what is being discussed. Let me just quickly. I'm gonna pull it up now. Don't want to leak my WhatsApp. Here at the bottom. Ish. You know what now? I cannot. No, let's see if you get the same answer. Let's see if you get the same answer. So I got x to be -8. It's been 7 years since I passed my 10th grade, so should I redo it again? I got this channel as recommendations. Oh, really? Yeah. Yeah, if you do it over again, you're gonna get 99%. um, especially after doing engineering 3 years. But there's a lot of gaps you're gonna have to relearn. But yeah, man, it's fun. It's fun. Okay, let's find the y coordinate. The y coordinates, we can use the same law. It's y plus, okay, we're gonna have the 4 also divided by 2 is equal to the y e of y, which is negative half. So now I have this equation y plus 4 divided by 2 equals to minus a half. I'm going to multiply both sides by 2. Okay, that's equal to y plus 4 equals to minus 1. Minus 1 minus 4, take it over, y equals to minus 5. So then, my c coordinate, I've got my x, I've got my y. So c is equal to, what am I doing? C is equal to, we've got the x to be minus 8. Platita, let me know, did you get this answer as well? And Senzo, if you didn't, it's wrong. If you didn't get this answer, it's wrong. Whatever you did, the difference between D and A to get this C coordinate, where did you get that? Yes, PH, I'm sure you are guessing it in advance. Yeah, it is minus 5. Uh, 2 plus 10. 2 plus 10. 2 plus 10 is negative 8. Where did you get 10 from? Who taught you guys this stuff? Minus 1, minus 4. What? Where do you get the minus 1 and minus 4 from? Minus 1, minus 4. Okay. Then 2 plus 10. I feel like you just made up numbers to get to the answer. And you got there lucky. Please. Is this method confusing that I just did now by using the midpoint equation? Why are you not learning properly? Yeah, everyone has their own ways to do maths. The difference between the x coordinates of D and A is 10. Okay. But then the difference between the y coordinates is 4 or minus 4. But then you say 2 plus 10. Why are you saying 2 plus 10? Is times 2 better than divide by 2 when calculating the x and y coordinates? Senzo, no. That method, I cannot approve that method, what you are doing. Mm-mm. It might be, I don't know, where did you learn it? Where did you learn it? Just do this midpoint equation, please. It's simple. Simple. Your method, I don't know if the memo will even accept what you're doing, because I feel like that's the definition of cooking up methods. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, Senzo. I don't know that method. I've never seen it. I can ask Mr. Kuza. Check with that, sir, if he knows about that new method in 2025. But I don't know about it. Is times 2 better than divide by 2 when calculating the x and y coordinates? What do you mean by that? is times 2 better than is times 2 better than divide by 2 when calculating the x and y coordinates. Uh, Again, I don't understand really what the question is saying. It really depends. I think what you're asking is the calculations. It really depends. Since I'm doing midpoint here, let me highlight this midpoint here. I'm not sure what you're asking, but I'll try to answer your question. Since I'm doing this midpoint here, I have to multiply by 2 to solve for x. That's what I'm doing. I have to multiply there by 2. I have to multiply there by 2. I can't do anything else. I can't divide by 2. The only reason I'm dividing by 2 over here is because it forms part of the equation, the midpoint equation. The 2x's divided by 2 equals the midpoint of the x. I've created an equation from the midpoint formula, and then I just solve for x. So it really depends, when do I multiply by 2, when do I divide by 2. It depends on how I'm solving that equation. Difference between opposite sides, since it's a parallelogram. Difference between opposite sides. Oh, based on the fact that AD is equal to BC. Since it's a parallelogram, you should really mention that you're doing that because AD is equal to BC. That this difference will be equal to that difference right there. So then how would I know when? Okay, since I get it, yeah. You can do it, it's fine, but you're gonna give me a headache when I'm marking. So then how would I know when to use which method? It really will depend. No name. It depends on the question. It depends on, like, if I look at this to find, see, again, there's more than one ways to do some of these questions. There isn't just my method. But if I need to find this x coordinate of c over here, okay, I have to use the information that I have. The information that I have is that this is a parallelogram, that is the midpoint, and I have the coordinates of the midpoint. I can use that to help me to find the x. So that's what I'm going to use. And in a different question, I might not have the midpoint. Let me just erase this. I might not have the midpoint. You see? I might not have the midpoint. And if I didn't have the midpoint, like Senzo and Latita is saying, this is equal to that over there. So then I could have said, next question, yeah. Okay, guys. Okay, then I could have said that AD is equal to BC. You understand? And the difference between AD will equal the difference between BC. You could have used that method. You could have used that method. But I was given the midpoint, so I just went with that one there. Yeah, PH. Please go do something else, PH. Yeah, okay. So I hope that you're getting understanding that you can do it any method as long as the method is mathematically appropriate and it's making sense. Okay. Let's go to the next question before we sit and argue for 25 minutes on this one question. Sorry, kids, carry on, study hard. Yeah. Okay. Right. Let's look at, given the points now, this is a good question here. Given the point now, when it comes to no name, what method must I use here? Now, when you read a question, The problem is this. When you read a question, the first question you ask yourself is, okay, determine the value of x if PQ is perpendicular to RS. If I look at this as, am I going to find x? That's my first question. What I'm going to use, I can see that PQ, the information I've been given, the information that you're given, that's a faster way, you can use it fine. That PQ is perpendicular to RS. Okay? That will steer me into the direction, yes, that gradient must be -1. So in your mind, okay, gradient must be -1. What gradient? When I multiply the two gradients, they will be -1. Okay, let me go into that method and that direction. Let's do that. So PQ, if I find the gradient of PQ and I multiply the gradient of RS, I will get -1. So let me do that. Let's do that. I can find the gradient of PQ because I've been given that. Okay, so the gradient of PQ, poco loco. Gradient of PQ is y2 minus y1, so it's 4 minus 3 over 1 minus 2. So that's equal to 1 over 3. Okay. I got it wrong. Now you retract it. Okay. So then I go find the gradient of RS. It's 4 minus 1 over. Gradient should be -1 when multiplied to prove whether something is perpendicular. Yes, that is very much correct. But since they've given it us to be perpendicular, we can then create an equation for it to equal to -1 sensor. Yes, that is correct with what you are saying. So then x2, which is the x there for the s point, minus 4. Then 4 minus 1 is, I have 3 over x plus 4. Okay, so now I have the gradient RS, the gradient PQ. When I multiply them, I have, they must equal to -1 because those two lines are perpendicular. I now have an equation. You see in this one, where is it now? No name. I'm being forced to use this method. You understand? So I have 1 over 3 multiply by 3 over x plus 4 equals to -1. You see, I am creating an equation from the information and the knowledge that I have. Okay, this 3 will cancel out to that 3 there. I'll be left with the equation as it stands. 1 over x plus 4 equals to -1. Um, I could use a cheat method here, but I don't like using the cheat methods. I'm going to multiply both sides by x plus 4. So I'm going to multiply the left hand side by x plus 4, multiply the right hand side by x plus 4. Okay, so then I have 1 equals to -1 x plus 4. That's my equation. I'm solving for x. 1 equals to minus x minus 4. Just solving here. Take the x over. -4 minus 1 took the 1 over. X equals to -5. Okay. PH, you said the value of x is -7. Incorrect. Okay. There is my value of x. Yeah. That is how I did it by using that two equations there. Again, something like this, 3 marks. But it's not really going to be 3 marks. Maybe it's going to be about gradient, equation, solving, answer. This could be about 5 marks in the exam. Yeah. But that's how we would answer all of those questions there. Wonder what's next. Should we do some trick? That's done. Okay. Let me just copy this quickly. Okay. So we have this over here. Just gonna enlarge it. Hope we can see the. Okay. And then let me just get the question. It's. Come on, give me some space, please. Calculate the length of diagonal dB. Okay. Diagonal dB. Okay. Again, this is analytical geometry. That's analytical geometry. Let me just checking something quickly. Just give me 1 second. Which question is this? Question 3. Okay. Let me just check my distance formula. ISO BRH6. What is that? Let me recheck distance formula. Yes. Distance formula. You see, distance formula should come. Please don't make any mistakes with this distance formula, guys. Yeah. So diagonal dB, that's distance over there. So we're going to use the distance formula. So the distance of dB, that's equal to, what is our distance formula? Do we know? Do we know distance formula? We have our big square root, and we have x2 minus x1, x2 minus x1, close bracket, squared. You guys really will make mistakes with this close bracket, squared, and all of that. I just know it. Plus y2 minus y1 squared. Okay. Trigonometry is actually fun once you understand the different formulas and you know where to use them. I just found out. Yes, that is correct. That is correct. In fact, all of maths is fun once you understand what to use, when to use. That's just the enjoy. The part about maths that puts people off is that they stop before they can actually find the solutions and how to solve. Anyway, let me stop yapping because Latita is done basically, and my paper is being collected here by the department. Okay. So x2, I have big square root. x2 minus x1. Let me just move ahead quickly. You're not special, Latita. No, this not be toxic. This not be toxic. This maybe she is special. You don't know. You don't know. x2 minus x1. 4 minus 4. Close bracket. This is now the mistake. Is that you close the bracket. You must close the bracket again and put the square here. I can guarantee you. Yeah, no name you being rude, my guy. I can guarantee you, you're going to make this mistake. Someone will put the square here. I know for a fact, and put a plus. I know. I already know. I can see it. So we close that bracket again. Then we put a square plus. Okay. And y2 minus 4 minus 2 squared. Guys, when you're doing the distance formula here, no need. Just you put in your calculator square root bracket 4 minus bracket minus 4 bracket squared plus bracket minus 4 minus 2. You don't have to show any of this working out there. There you got it. It's 10. Okay. You just plug it into your calculator. I was just kidding around there, my friends. Okay, cool. All of maths? Yes, all of maths. All of maths. Once you can understand all of maths, most of maths, it really becomes fun. Yeah. The set? Yeah, anyways, let me not. Shoot, I'm really not special. It is wrong. No, it's right. It's right. It is equal to 10. 10 units. Okay. Next question. Let us move. I think I should be a singer instead of a teacher. Let us move. What happened now? Okay. Why is it not copying properly? Again, this is the same type of question. I mean, do I even need to do this one? Determine the coordinates of M, the midpoint of DB. Really, guys? Can I skip this one? Can I skip, or should I speed run it quickly? Yeah. So we have x2. Oh, you see, on a speed run now. X1 plus x2 divided by 2. So we're gonna have dB. We have minus 4 plus 4 divided by 2. That's equal to 0. That's the x coordinate. For the y coordinate, we have minus 4 plus 2 divided by 2. That's minus 1. Yeah, let's hope I didn't make a mistake there. Yeah, but there it's done. Okay. So let's skip that one. Oh, we didn't skip it. Anyways, gradient of AD. I mean that too. Gradient AD. Huh? Gradient y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, we can skip that. Okay. Can skip. Okay. Prove that AD is perpendicular to AB. Prove that AB. How do we prove now perpendicular? Let me not skip everything and assume everybody knows everything, because we know that's not the case. This next question. Just give me some time. Okay, sorry guys, let me just cut this out. How long have I been streaming for now? Eesh, so small. We need to prove that AD is perpendicular. Yes. Two perpendicular lines. Two perpendicular lines are negative one. Wrong. I'm gonna say it's wrong because you're gonna do this in the exam. When you multiply the gradients of two lines, the answer is negative one. Okay, that is the key. Okay, when you multiply the two lines, the gradient is is negative one. Then we can say that they are perpendicular. Okay, so please, right? So the gradient of AD, we find the gradient of AD. AD is 4 minus 2, which is 2 over minus 4, which is minus a half. Okay, and the gradient of AB it's going to be no, it's going to be 1 over, sorry, let me not skip because I'm trying to skip now. Yes, that's what you meant. Perfect. So we have minus 4 y2 minus 4 over x. Ugh. Okay, I think now I need to go sleep. Y2 minus y1 x2 minus x1. So this is going to be minus, maybe I made a mistake here somewhere, minus 8 over 4 is equal to minus 2. Let's just double check the gradient of AD. 2 minus 4. Yeah. Gradient of AD 2 minus 4. The gradient of AD is 2 minus 4, which is minus 2. And then minus 4. Yeah. So this is going to be plus half. Okay. And then when I multiply the two gradients, AD multiplied by the gradient of AB, I have half multiplied by minus 2 equals to minus 1. Therefore, AD perpendicular to AB. Okay, because the gradients, when you multiply them, they equal to minus 1. Okay. Give a reason why parallelogram ABCD is a rectangle. How are you going to solve that? We need to prove the properties of a rectangle. Okay. How are we going to prove that? We know a few things about the rectangle. We need to prove a few things of the rectangle, and then we can claim it to be a rectangle first. We can't just look at a shape and say, this is a rectangle. Okay. One interior must be 90 degrees. We found that interior to be 90 degrees. Okay. Therefore, how many marks is this? Oh, you see, it's 1 mark. You see. So we found the interior to be 90 degrees. So we can say angle A is 90 degrees. Therefore, look at my therefore. Therefore, rectangle. Therefore, you can say A, B, C, D is a rectangle. Okay. We can also say that AB is parallel to DC. Okay. Sun. Sun. Don't know about that one. Okay. 3.6. Determine the equation of KL in the form y equals mx plus c. Let's see that. Just give me 1 second. I didn't do any trig yet. That's crazy. How long am I streaming for now? 1 hours 40 minutes. Oh, mistake. It's fine. Okay, next question is determine the equation of KL. Do we need to? Do we need to? Yeah, PH. Leave them. Shame. Leave my students alone. Okay. Let's take that away. Come on, man. Why are you doing old things now? Okay, determine the equation of KL in the form y equals mx plus c. Now, sir, skip. Skip. Oh, okay, same. Okay. Write down what reasons the coordinates of c. Oh, no, I must skip this also. And I can skip this one too because it's quite basic. Write down the coordinates of c. Write down the coordinates of c. I think then I can skip it as well. Skip and jump to trick. Alright, say less. Okay, question 2. Let's go to trick. Okay. P34 is the point on the Cartesian plane. XOP is theta. Okay. Determine without using a calculator the length of OP. We can just throw a dotted line there. That's a 90 degree. I mean, then I'm sure that I can skip this as well then because it's quite basic. Quite basic. That one there using Pythagoras. Alright. Okay. Yes, sir. Pythagoras. I can tell you from experience that since that is 3, that is 4. That will be 5. Okay. So OP squared will equal to 3 squared plus 4 squared. I'm just gonna skip to OP equals to 5 because let me not waste your time. Okay, now we need to determine cot of theta. Okay, cot of theta, we know cot of theta to be 1 over tan of theta. Okay, which is the inverse. We know tan of theta to be opposite over adjacent. So cot will be adjacent over opposite. So what is adjacent to this theta? It is 3, opposite that is 4. I'm sorry that I'm wasting time right now. Opposite is 4, adjacent is 3. Okay, hope we have that there. So that is cot of theta there, 3 over 4. You could have just written that 3 over 4 is the final answer and gotten that there. Okay. I mean, these are all quite basic questions. Send me some. Okay, no, let me not say send you difficult questions because, again, guys, when you get these questions in the exam now, just get it right. Get it right. Okay. So, 1 minus sine theta squared. Okay. So we have 1 minus, now this is where we make our silly errors now. Sine squared, so we're going to put bracket sine of theta is sine equals to opposite over hypotenuse. So now I'm going to put opposite over hypotenuse. What is 9 over 25? Oh, you're solving all of it. Okay. No, I don't think it's Tasrik. Um, so we have opposite, which is 4. Again, we're referring to theta. And hypotenuse, which is 5. And we need to square that. So we have 1 minus. Remember now, get it right. I'm trying. Okay, and I know. I don't mean it like that. But what I mean is, we tend to say, skip this. This is easy. But you don't get it right in the exam. So, yeah, that's the problem. So what my point that I'm trying to make is that get it right. Like focus on getting the easy questions right, the basic stuff right. Stop overemphasizing all the difficult level 4 questions because it's only what 10% of your paper, 15% of your paper. So yeah. So then we have 16 over 25 because we squared it. Please also again when you have a fraction like this and you have an exponent outside the fraction, the exponent goes to the numerator and the denominator. Again, I know for a fact tomorrow I'm gonna see people not putting the exponent by the denominator. Bruh, I was just like you, student, as of I'm a brilliant. You guys are jealous. I know it. Okay, so we have 1 minus 16 over 25. That's equal to, again, I'm just going to change the 1. Don't know if you know this trick. I'm just going to change the 1 to 25 over 25. Do you see that I'm not using this calculator here? I didn't tap to this guy. I know you guys straight will go straight to him and you lose marks. 16 over 25. So then we have 9 over 25. Okay, like PH who typed his answers there. He's gonna lose 4 marks out of the 5 or lose 3 marks out of the 4 because just went straight to the answer and used the calculator. Um. So yeah, you must write all of this, guys. You must write all of these steps down, simply because it says without using a calculator. Yeah. Okay. Hmm. Hopefully you guys get that right there. We got that 9 over 25. 2.1.4. It happens. Yeah, it happens. It's part of life. It is part of life. Cosec. Now, let us first find out what is sec, what is cosec. So, let me do it on the side here. So, if cosec is the opposite of sine. Okay. So, cosec is the inverse of sine. Sine is equal to opposite over sine is equal to, you use your hands, yeah, but if you can't write your hands on the exam. Okay, so cosec is sine, and no, sorry, sine is opposite of hypotenuse. Cosec or sine is the inverse. One of us. See, now I'm talking nonsense. Cosec is the inverse of sine. So then cosec, we know cosec to be hypotenuse over opposite. Similarly for secant, it is the opposite of cos. And the opposite of cos, hypotenuse over adjacent. Okay. I also use my hands. I'm also using my hands as well. Okay. So for bracket, now this is very important. This 4 that we have outside there, that 4 is outside of the cosec in brackets. So we have 4 brackets. Okay. You did this, Rick. Okay. Hypotenuse over opposite, which is 5 over opposite, which is 4, minus 3 brackets. Secant, like we said, secant is hypotenuse over adjacent. So that's 5 over 3. Now I can see that that will cancellation with that. You see, I'm not using a calculator still to this day. Then I have 5 minus 5 because of the cancellation of the Asian. And 5 minus 5. Hopefully it is equal to 0. Let me double check. Thought so. Okay. So that's equal to 0 for 2.1.4. Again, just putting this in and straight to the answer 0, you lose 2-3 marks there, guys. Show me how you did this. Show the cancelling, show the multiplication, show every step. Especially when they say without the use of a calculator. Do not just write the answer. Okay. Just erase. Prove that sine theta dot cot theta dot secant theta. Then I need your intro, got some stuff to do. What introduction? What intro? So am I wrong to say skip this? No, you are 100% wrong to skip this because, yeah, okay. Let's do this 2.2. Then let me know what you want to do after this. Yeah, just send me a WhatsApp or whatever. Then tell me what you want to do. I'll go over the questions now. Prove that sine theta dot cot theta dot secant theta is equal to 1. So we have sine theta. Sine theta is equal to, again, sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So it is 4 over 5, bracket, bracket. Cot is the inverse of tan. Tan is equal to opposite over adjacent. So cot will be adjacent over opposite. So adjacent is 3 over 4, bracket, bracket. Secant, I'm new to this channel, add me in. Get the actors. What intro are you talking about? You can just send me an email, PH. The WhatsApp group is just for the students, and then if you have a question, you can send an email to my Danmathematics email, danmathematics580@gmail.com. Okay. So secant is the opposite of cos, or the inverse of cos, right? Where is that now? secant inverse of cos. So it's hypotenuse over adjacent. You just have that there. So secant of theta, hypotenuse, which is 5, over adjacent, which is 3. So I need to prove that this is equal to 1. So I first get all of that numbers over there. And there's a few ways I can solve this. I can do these first two um, fractions over here, then the third one. Or I can just do all of them at the same time. But I can see, let's go with the time effective one. 5 will cancel, 5 will cancel, 4 will cancel, 4 will cancel, 3 will cancel, 3 will cancel. So it will be left as 1 over 1, which is equal to 1. Or you could have said 4 times 3 times 5. Okay, 4 times 3 times 5, that is 60 over, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, 5 times 4 times 3, which is 60. 60 over 60 is equal to 1. Okay, signing off. Sure, see you, CUBH. Okay, good luck with the engineering. Now it's a tough course with the matrices in the beginning, and then, yeah. So, what now? What now? What happened? Simta, what happened? Please communicate to me. So yeah, guys, that is how you do that. Which one is next? Guide me now. You guys saying these things are boring. Guide me, tell me. 3 point what day? Should I not do anything of question 3? Talk to me. Talk to me in the chat. Talk to me in the WhatsApp. Which one day should I do? Talk to me on that one. What must I do there? Let me just check the group. Is there any comments? How to store in the calculator? Come, must I do a quick demonstration how to store? No one else sent any questions in the group. Okay, let me show you how to store into a calculator. So if I have all of that times all of that and I get my answer, I press the shift button, RCL button that I press there, and I choose any of these letters here. I don't know if you can see any of these letters. Let me choose D. Then it will show answer arrow D. Then if I go to alpha, go to D, that answer will be in there. Then I can do whatever to that. Then I can do whatever to that answer and multiply it by 2 or whatever. Okay. Let me just do another example in case you didn't catch that. 6 times 9 equals to 54. I press shift, the shift button here. Press it once only. Then I press the RCL button. Then I press Y. See that? It stores into Y. Now I press AC, alpha, go to Y. I can say plus 1. Now it's 55. Okay. Right. Still no questions from anyone? Still no questions from... thanks for the sub, BH. Still no questions from anyone? Okay, let me check the group maybe. Maybe you guys are putting in the group there, but there's nothing so far. Okay, if no one has any... Everything in question 3. Okay. Everything in question 3. Only trig related? I mean, and Euclidean geometry. Yeah, but you guys must send me. Look, look. These are the questions that I have. Oh, this is a nice one. This is a nice one. I know. I'm gonna do this one next because you guys struggle to differentiate when there's two shapes in something like this. Okay, this one is trig as well. Uh, there's one here as well. Must I come here too? I'll come to this one next. Yes, yes, yes. Some Euclidean. Then we can go. Once you go black, you can never go back. We've been there. What? What are you talking about? Okay, this one. Yeah. When you see the words use a calculator, you fetch your bestie. Yeah. Yeah. Sine x. Simple. Sine x. X has been given 53. You put 53 in there. Plus cos y 67 being given. What do you still need? What do you still need me to do? Okay. There you have 1,18. So it's 1, oh, but it's not 1,18 now. You see the mistake? It's 1,9. Rounding. If it says round to two decimal places, which it most likely will do. Yeah. Okay. Did you know? Does my calculator have got? Have to do it the long way now. So, I'm sure you guys get this one wrong for a fact. Because now it's 2 got x plus y. And yeah, I thought it's easy marks. No, it's not. For a fact, there will be some mistakes. Let me just check something. Okay, let me not go and fiddle about with my calculator. Never mind. 3, 2, 4. But I can guarantee you, Senzu, you got this one wrong. Type your answer for this one. Then I'll move on. If you got it wrong, we're not skipping anything. Ah, message retracted. Okay. So, for this one, it's going to be 2 cot. Now, the 2, must remember, the 2 is not part of the cot. The 2 is just being multiplied by the cot. The cot is 1 over 10. So we're going to change it to 1 over 10 and you're going to put x plus y like this. You see, like that. Very important and critical that the cot, whatever is in the brackets with the cot, why my highlighter so small? Whatever is in brackets with the cot there. You see? Stupid highlighter. That is going below also with the tan. Hakir. So now we type this into the calculator. About it, so if they say always round off to 2 decimals unless yes. 2 decimal places they will most likely say. Sometimes they say 1 decimal place. Always read your instructions before the exam. Yeah, we put that into our calculator. 2 times, come on, bro. 2 times 1 over 10 x plus y is 53 plus 67. Syntax error. Oh, because I put 2 brackets. Guys, by the way, if you get syntax error in your calculator, it means you made a mistake with the brackets or something there. Okay. So yeah, don't forget 10A of 2025. So when you are famous on YouTube, Oh, of course, I will not forget you guys. But where are you going? I'm not going anywhere. Minus 1, comma 1, 5. That is our answer there. See now, guys, chasing my son away now. Yes, yes, even when he makes his speech, we must be included. Guys, I want you to pass tomorrow. I don't care about YouTube channel being famous, what. I want you guys to do better, to do good. Um, Nothing happens, sir. Whoopee. What do you mean nothing happened? I've been working. What do you mean nothing happened? Everything is good. Oh, you mean okay, yeah. Don't worry, don't worry. I'm not going anywhere. Okay, 3.2. Let me not store. Okay, 3.2. 2 tan x. This one's easy, no? Yeah, but now you see now here. This is where the mistake comes in. I'm gonna do this on a calculator, just for the sake of time. 2 tan x. Firstly, I'm gonna divide my 5,194 divided by 2. See there? Do you see that? Then, okay, let me not. For the sake of learning purposes, let me not skip steps. So then I have tan of x. I divided both sides by 2, Mosia. Yeah. 2,597. When I solve for x, yeah, x is the angle. And you say this answer, you put in there, shift, tan, don't put just tan. You're solving for the, I'm a free babysitter for the junior today, just a few quarter pound and wings as by. Yeah. How can you say free but you want quarter pounders here? That is the opposite of free. You press shift tan 2,597. You get an answer of 68. Now other thing is you must write 68 comma 94 degrees. Degrees, people. Degrees. Okay, people. I feel like you guys are getting this. What must I do? Must I do any of these questions? Someone said 3.3. Okay, let me go to 3.3. I'm gonna skip this. You just take the 11 over, divide by 7. Or should I actually do 3.2.2? There's always a term 3. You see now? Then there's always term 2, grade 10, 2026. Okay. Stream is a bit delayed. Yeah, it's very delayed. It's not the stream as such, it's just the thing going to YouTube and back, and then yeah. Okay. Anyways, let me do 3.2.2. It might seem easy, but I'm sure you're gonna get it wrong with the mistake at the end. So 7 secant x equals, I took the 11 over, then I divide by 7 both sides. So secant x equal to 11 over 7. Now I can't use secant x in my calculator, but I know secant is 1 over cos x equals to 11 over 7. It's fine, so do 3.2.3, please. Okay, almost done. Don't worry, almost done. So, to find cos of x, I'm just going to cross multiply. So I'm just going to multiply cos of x on both sides. Cos x. So then I have, and I'm going to cross multiply the 7 as well. So I have 7 equals to 11 cos x divided by 11 cos x equals to 7 over 11. Then we have x equals to shift cos 7 over 11. Okay, doing this very fast. Shift cos 7 over 11, close brackets, the boom, 50 degrees, 50,48. 50,48 degrees. Okay, sorry about that. Let me go to your question. See, you can't leave things unsolved or halfway solved when you're addicted to solving questions. Okay, 7 over 11. You said 3.2.3. Fine. Now the key here, Dombi. So good you had to name yourself twice. The key here is that inside the brackets is 2x plus 15. You can't take the 15 over. You can only take the 15 over. So it's 7. The 1 is multiplied by 7. Wait, did I make a mistake now? Because I tried to move fast now. But I'm sure I didn't make a mistake. I just feel it. I feel it in my bones. I didn't make any mistakes. Okay. So the key here is that is inside brackets. The 2x plus 15. You cannot take the 15 over because it's inside the brackets. You can only take it over after you're finding by 3.2.2. Let me just go back. Uh, 11 divided by 7, 1 over cos, 7 over 11. Yeah, there's no mistake. I don't know what you're saying, but I'm sure it aligns somewhere along with what I'm saying. You're saying 1 over cos. No, okay, yeah, Latita, I am right. You are wrong. It's fine. Not that you are wrong, but I get what you're saying. There's no mistake there. You can just double check it. Okay, so I have sine 2x plus 15. Now all of this here, there's 3 cos 64, 4 over 4. I'm just gonna put that in my calculator because I can. Okay, so 3 cos 36,4 over 4. Now you see the problem here. Know that 1 over cos 7 is the numerator. Did I make a mistake? Are you saying that I made a mistake, or what are you saying? Seven over 11. Yes, I did put the 7 as the numerator. Okay, I can assure you that Latita, I didn't make a mistake there now. Okay. Anyways, the problem with this here is so many decimals. Okay. So okay, it's fine. I'm just gonna write it. So I have sine 2x plus 15. Now remember, it's inside the brackets. The 2x is inside the brackets. The 15 is inside the brackets. I cannot do anything until I do find the angle, because this is the angle here inside the brackets. Okay, so sorry about that. 0,603 blah 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 blah. You cannot round off, people, up until your final answer. So then I'm just gonna say shift store A. I'm storing it in the letter A. I just showed 10 seconds ago how to do the storation. So I'm gonna say shift sine of alpha A. That's this answer here. This is A. I put it in the calculator. Shift sine alpha A. See there? So now I have 2x plus 15. This is the entire angle, which is equal to the 37,133. 37,133, etc. Again, you still can't round off, no? Then now I can solve for x. So then 2x equals to 37,133 minus 15. Okay, so now I have 2x equals to 22,133, and to find x, then I can divide by 2. Do you see that? So that's 37 minus 15 equals to divide by 2. So now x is equal to 11,07 degrees. I hope that you could do that one day. Can compare your answer because I know you did it as well. Okay. Right, guys. Been streaming 2 hours 17 minutes. Will I lose marks if I round off, even though it's not my final answer? You see now, rounding off will change your answer. Rounding off your answer earlier will change your answer by a few decimal points. If you start off by rounding very early in your calculations, you might end up very far away from the final answer, which will allow you to lose marks. But technically, if you round off earlier than the final answer, I should deduct a mark from you. Never mind, sir, my bad vision. Yo, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it. So, for me to do this without the use of a calculator, determine the value of, here I have 60, 45, 45, 30. The moment I see something like this, my brain should immediately go to this. The special triangles. Once I've gotten a special triangle, remember now you must write this in your answer. Like, you must put it there like this in your answer sheet. My teacher says as long as the decimals are in a range, it's okay. Technically, yes, but it's like it's not very good. It's not very good math practice to round off early. Sometimes it might not be in the range. That's the problem. Depending on how early you round off, or depending on what you multiply it by after rounding off. So then it might fall out of the range. So it is best just to never round off until the final answer. And that way you always guarantee that you get your marks. And that way you also just practicing good maths principles, good physics principles, and going into uni as well. Good principles there as well. But yeah, the teacher can mark you there, that's right. But don't run off, bro. Do not round off. Just don't. Just don't run off. Okay. So sine, we have 2 sine squared 60. So we have 2 brackets sine squared 60. What is sine? Opposite over hypotenuse. Wait, sir, is it fine when the triangles are looking at the other side? Yes, perfectly fine if they are facing. You mean if they are facing like this, and like that. No problem at all. It's the same thing. Okay. By the way, by the way, don't tell anyone I told you this. Nah. Look here. If you forget, if you forget the special triangles, look here. Look here. What is sine of 45? Look here. Sine of 45 is 1 over square root of 2. Now, if you forget your special triangles, you can create your special triangles. Okay, it's a bad example, but you can create your special triangles by putting it in over here. Let's use 60 for example. Square root of 3 over 2. Look there. Square root of 3 over 2. So you can technically create special triangles. But oh, you forgot them. Oh, if my angle 60 is here, it must be opposite square root of 3 and the hypotenuse must be 2. Oh. But don't know. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, sine of 60 square root of 3 over 2. And don't forget the uncle says to square. Minus the sine of 45 is 1 over square root of 2. Then multiply by secant of 45. Secant again is the inverse of cos. Cos is adjacent over hypotenuse. So secant is hypotenuse over adjacent, the inverse of that. I usually cheat when I forget, but I guess that's a better way. I mean, you can cheat. It's fine as long as you don't get caught. No, I'm just joking. You can't cheat. Secant of 45. So hypotenuse over adjacent, which is square root of 2 over adjacent, which is 1. Bracket. Tan squared. Opposite over adjacent. Tan is opposite over adjacent. Tan of 30. Sorry. Yeah. Opposite. Tan of 30, which is 1. Adjacent. Do not say that 2 is adjacent to 30 because 2 is the hypotenuse. 2 will always be the hypotenuse. Forever the hypotenuse. This line opposite the 90 degrees will always, the slanted line is always hypotenuse. It will never be adjacent. So adjacent of 30 is square root of 3. Don't forget that it says to square that over there. Okay. So now I can do, what does it say? Without the use of cal. Don't put all of this into your calculator now. You have to do this manually, one by one by one by one by one. So this is 2. That square goes to the numerator and it goes to the denominator. Then the square and the square root cancels out. So you still have 3 over 4. Close bracket minus. I'm going to do you see over here? This cancels with that. Oh, it's lovely when things cancel. So I have 1 bracket, 1 bracket. The square goes into the numerator to the denominator. So it's 1 over. The square root cancels. So it's 3 over. Close bracket. So now I multiply the 2. Do you see? If I don't see this step here and I just see the final answer, I know you use the calculator. So then I multiply the 2 in. It is 6 over 4. But I can simplify it somewhere. 6 over 4 is 3 over 2 minus 1 times 1 times 1 over 3 is 1 over 3. Again, using a calculator here, I'll see if you use it or not. Okay, then LCD 6, 2 goes into 6 3 times. I have a video how to add and subtract fractions. 2 goes into 6 3 times. 3 times 3 is 9. Minus 3 goes into 6 2 times. 2 times 1 is, I almost said 1. 2. 9 minus 2 is 7 over 6. Now you take your calculator and you go put it to the side and you pray that you're going to get the same answer. So square root of 3 over 2 squared minus bracket fraction 1 over square root 2 close bracket open bracket square root 2 over 1 close bracket open bracket fraction 1 over square root 3. I don't even know if you guys can do this in a calculator. Not that you can't, but I mean, like, are you gonna make mistakes pressing all the fractions and the... Okay, there's our answer, 7 over 6. If you just went from the step here to the step, 1 out of 4 marks. 1 out of 4 marks. Okay. Is the other one you wanted to do? I am tired. I'm so happy I'm not writing tomorrow. Question 4. Any other questions? Are there any other questions? Prove C1 equals 60. How long am I streaming for now? 2 hours 30 minutes. Any other questions? Let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you guys. I'll give it about 10 seconds. That laugh you can slip, so maybe we need time to revise on our own before we go to... That is perfect. Okay, so guys, you can revise on your own. If you have any other questions, let me know in the group. I'll try and answer. Let me just check the group quickly. Yeah, and in Aqua I did 3.3, so we sorted there. Also, you're staying up with us. You wish. You wish. Nothing. ABC the parallelogram. Guys, click there on the money sign and then send 20,000 rand. Click on the money sign. The money sign. Click on super chat and then write the message there for 40 rand. I'm joking. Don't do that. Do not do that. You guys are not gonna have transport to come to school and write. I'm just joking. Okay. I want to do this one. I just want to do it out of fun. Okay. So let's see if we can do this one. C1 is equal to 60. So no, I was joking. ABCD is a parallelogram. BH bisects ABC. BH bisects ABC. Where is BH? Bisects A. Oh, this, so it means B1 is equal to B2. That's what it means. And HC bisects BCD. That means this angle is equal to that angle over there. ABC is 60 degrees. Where is ABC? A, B, C. So this in green or in purple, wait, in black, this here will be 60. So that means this is 30 degrees and that's 30 degrees there. The rest will hopefully figure out. Okay. F is 120 and we have some BH is parallel to GC. Oh, we have it. It's been given to us. And we have some equal signs. Okay. How are we going to prove C1 equal to 60 degrees? Pretty little baby. Yeah. So C1 equals to 60 degrees. Firstly, we can find a few. Let me just find some random answers here. So C4 will equals to 30. Okay. C4 will equal to 30 because of alternating angles there. Right, what else do we have? We have ABCD is also a parallelogram, which means the opposite angles are equal, meaning that this here will be 60, right? Each one is also alternating angles. Which one? Do they tell us that the lines are parallel? That's the thing. BH is parallel to GC. You see? BG is parallel to HC. They don't tell us. Oh, you know what? Yeah. They don't tell us that it's parallel, but because it's a parallelogram, we can assume or we can conclude that it is parallel. So H1 is equal to 30 degrees, alternating angles there. What else can we find? What else can we find? Yes, always assume. No, we're not assuming. We've been told that it's a parallelogram. Never assume. Never assume. Never ever assume. Okay. What else can we find? What else can we find there? Wouldn't H1 plus H2 plus H3? Yes, that would equal to 180. We can say H1 plus H2 plus H3. That would equal to 180 because of straight line. The problem is we don't have H2, we don't have H3. That's our problem right now. So what else are we gonna do? Okay, I'm just gonna give 10 seconds and I'm gonna solve this answer. Mm. Okay, so for this one, since we have this triangle over here, do you see that triangle there? I don't know if you could all see that one there. So I can say I can find A because I can say 30 plus 30 plus A is equal to 180 degrees. Angles in a triangle, blah 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 blah. So 180 minus 60 is equal to A. So A is equal to 120 degrees. This helps us. How does this help us? This helps us because this is the opposite angle. Okay, wait. Whoa, 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 whoa. What did I just do now? What did I just do? What did I just do? Why is it now? It's a sign. It's a sign. It's time to end stream. Bruh, where did this thing go? Why did I do this? Stupid, man. Stupid. Okay, so A is 120. Okay, I'm just going to clear everything here quickly. Everything out of my path. So I have that's a parallelogram. So that would mean that this angle is equal to C1 and C2. Oh, we could, Keonre. Yes, we could. Welcome to the chat, Keonre. Let's use your method. We could. I was gonna use opposite angles of a parallelogram, but we can use co-interior since that is parallel to that, and we can say that D1 plus C1 and C2 is equal to 180 because of co-interior angles are supplementary, blah 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 blah. So D1 is 60 plus, since C1 and C2 is the same because the angle has been bisected, C1 is equal to C2. I can say this is equal to 2C1 equals to 180. I hope that doesn't confuse you. Then I can say 2C1 equals to 180 minus 60. So 2C1 equals to 120 divided by 2. C1 equals to 60 degrees. Thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna sign off right here. Finding 3 marks. Wow. Okay. Thank you guys for watching. Yeah, that's 60 degrees there now. Okay. Thanks for watching. I hope you all the best for your exams tomorrow. Yeah.